All right, hello, welcome, Noxie here. Uh, Today, we're I'm attempting to build a SIMRIG. So I bought a new Trakracer TR80. You can see that it's a bit of a mess. I've laid things out, done various things so far. I have to this point built that, but I don't know what it is yet. Probably going to be a bit of a long process, I think. So I don't know how this one's going to go. I did promise everyone that I would live stream as I do this. Probably you could just laugh at my skills or lack thereof. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Just excuse me while I do all those little things that we've got to do and just let people know that we're streaming, and then I will get stuck in to doing my very best to try and build a SIMRIG. I have concerns, clearly. Right. One moment, please. Guess while I do this, I'll just reflect maybe a little bit on the purchasing experience. So I should say this is a Trakracer product, but Trakracer has no association with this. I've purchased it out of my own pocket. Very impressed. 2 business days it took to get to me, but I'm in Australia and Trakracer is an Australian product. One of the reasons I purchased it, actually. Everything looks to be in pretty good order, which is great. Nothing scratched. It was well packed. Probably the only thing I'd say is that it came in a box, and then inside the box was a box. I don't really understand why you'd have 2 sets packaging, but whatever. Such is life. Jordan, hello, mate. Yeah, loads of adjustments. I've never done this before, but what I can tell immediately is that when I was taking apart my old rig, I could literally just bend it like that. So it will be better once we get there. And Daytona's coming up too, so I need to get it done and adjusted before Daytona. So yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm also not sure how this one's like going to go, because I'm going to be over there checking things. I've got the instructions up on the other laptop over there. Got everything laid out over here. There's a bunch of little things to do. The dogs are going to come in about 1,000,000 times and annoy me. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. And, you know, if it's no fun, then I'll turn it off. But fingers crossed. And the other thing that I'll mention too is that, don't know what it is right now, but almost everybody in Australia's streams are dying after a short period of time, half an hour to an hour and a half. So if that happens, I apologise. There's nothing we can do about it. It's been happening to Nick as well. We've been kind of checking things on Reddit and things, and it's been happening everywhere. So if that happens, I apologise, but there's not very much we can do about it. It seems like there's been some kind of update between OBS and YouTube, and I don't know why. Can't tell you what happened, but apologies if it goes down. I will try to get it back up. I'm also going to have to go and eat dinner and stuff. But all right, that's enough mucking around. Let's go and start building a thing, huh? Okay, what are we up to? Right, that's right. I've got to put 2 plates on these little bits. The other thing I will say is really good is everything kind of comes on a board, which is really handy. Yo, Slammy, how you doing? Right. Sorry, I'm going to have to be walking around. Those ones. Of course, the other problem is going to be losing my one Allen key, which is going to be a bit frustrating. Yeah, I don't know, Jordan. It's very annoying. I'm alright. I'm good, mate. Thank you for asking. Okay, so these have to go on the end of this. Which way around? Okay, so that bit has to be on the outside of that bit. By the look. I don't know if this makes any good content or not, if I'm honest with you. But if people want to watch it, hang out, chat, that's cool. The instructions seem pretty good too. There's a little bit of stuff that's clearly been written in a non-English language to start off with, which is fine. Can be a little bit confusing. Another thing that was a bit frustrating is that it kind of showed me a picture where I've got to put this bit on somewhere down the side, but it didn't give me a measurement, which is kind of frustrating as well. So I don't know what that does yet. It's also very finicky. If anybody's ever built one of these, oops, dropping screws everywhere. If anybody else has ever built one of these, it's like these little lugs that you have to get in the right place all the time and get them in there. Not easy. Not easy. So what I'll do here is I'll kind of do something and then I'll go and check out chat and I'll catch up and then I'll go do something else and then I'll come back and so on and so forth. If that suits you guys. And of course, you're welcome to chat amongst yourselves. Laugh at my lack of ability, if you wish. I think I should do okay. Got a little bit of practical ability. Yeah, so there you go. Amazing. The other thing is that the rails aren't like identified. You've got to measure them. It's kind of annoying. Sounding pretty negative at the moment, but in reality, I think it's been quite a good experience thus far, depending on whether I can put it together or not. Oops. I should have called this stream Old Man Struggles to Do Up Bolts. What do you reckon? But on the other side of the coin, like, I'm super excited to finally have a rig that doesn't flex, because the old one was flexing really badly. I'm also imagining it's going to be one of those things where you won't know if you've got it wrong until the last bit, and I reckon that's going to be really annoying. And I'll have to kind of work stuff out as I go, but that'll be my fault, not the instructions. Alright, there we go. 2 bits done. Coatsy, yes, hopefully it will make me faster. Yeah, that's the plan. And yeah, and trading in the wet blanket, mate. Yep, at last. You should have seen me when I was pulling it apart. It was literally just flexing in my hands like this. Like I'd unscrew something and just go, eh, and the whole rig was going like that. And the pedals, like a press, just put pressure on it just with your hand, and the whole like plate for the pedals was going like that. So fingers crossed to get better, right? Yeah, settle down, mate. I might just move my laptop over here, so I'm not having to go all the way over there every time I'm trying to read the instructions. All right, what's next? Yep, done that. So that's 5, 6. 695s. Let's find them. Yeah, 2695. Hopefully there's not too much builder's crack either, huh? Yeah, see you. Thanks, mate. Always a pleasure, my friend. Right. And then SHMB 20. And here. M820. M820. Nope. There we go. M820. So I need 4. 1, 3, 4. And 4 feet. 1, 2, 3. Coatsy, no, I didn't get casters, mate. No. I don't really need them. I've kind of got my own space for the sim racing, so I might just grab the camera and I'll kind of show you the space. So I don't need to move it around, basically. So I might just grab the camera quickly and I'll kind of, I mean, it's not much of a tour, but I'll give you a tour. Sorry, not great camera work, but very quickly, there's the stand, which you can see there. You can also see how much the delay on the channel is, and then obviously the SIMRIG will go there. This is my office, my work office. Well, my work from home office, and then look, over here, just a cupboard full of bits and pieces for sim racing, SIMRIGs. You know, and then a little bit of space behind. But this is my space, so yeah. So I don't need the casters this time. All right, what was I doing? Washers. Yeah, washers. I'm really impressed by the packaging though, the way they do this like blister packaging. It's very good. I know where everything is and it's labelled quite well, which is good. You can get it and figure out what it is straight off the instructions. It's very handy. And I need the big and for these. Right. Okay. So I think the other perhaps problem is that I don't have the greatest kind of wide angle camera. So apologies. I'm trying to make sure that I get as much as possible in shot. Might get a bit more interesting when I'm crawling around on the floor trying to put all the big bits together. Yeah, Coatsy, they are heavy, mate. I obviously had to pick it up when it was delivered, and the box says it's 35 kilos. That's without the seat. So that's going to be another interesting part to it, is how the seat works, because I have not purchased a seat with it. So I had to buy the special bit, and I've got my old seat. Buongiorno. Craig, how you doing, mate? I don't know how exciting this is going to be, but I don't know, man. Jimmy Broadbent did it, so why can't I, right? That said, any advice that you guys have as we go along to make this easier, please share away. Look at that. Best viewers on stream, dude. Did you guys know that? Yeah, I'm good, Craig. Thanks, mate. I'm kind of like I'm excited, but I also don't want to rush this. Like I want to get it right. Because obviously Daytona's coming up, right? Sitting on the floorboards. Kind of what it used to be like. I might take a photo of like what it looked like before, and the bits and pieces now that I've kind of pulled them all off. I guess that looks about right. I think I might have put them in too far out. You probably notice as I do this, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. You look and sound super excited. This is my excited face, Craig. I'm not known for my like, you know, super excited voice. You know what I mean? Like you watch Jardy or one of those guys, and they're like, I just can't. I can't do it. It's not in me. Yeah, I am excited. I'm excited to be able to. I watched a video by Jaxo the other day, and he was saying how much difference the rig made because he was about to buy himself like an amazingly expensive wheelbase, and then his rig broke, so he had to rebuild his rig. And then he was saying in his video that the amount of feedback, the difference in the old rig to the new rig was amazing. So I'm hoping that it's going to make a really big difference. Because that'd be good, right? But also, I've also kind of like with the team. Sorry, concentrating. With the team, I've kind of handed over the duties for getting the setup right because I'm not confident I'll be able to compare the old to the new until I get this thing sorted and I know how to drive it. Craig. Yeah, we're just built different, mate. That's what it is, right? At least I laugh a bit, I guess. You know what? Interestingly, Jordan, like I get what you're saying, man. Like 50 years old, right? But I have done a physical just recently, and despite the way I treated my body between the age of about 15 and probably 35, I'm, according to the tests anyway, really healthy, which is lovely. I'm just very boring. That's all. I feel sorry for my son. He doesn't know when I'm angry or not angry. He looks at me all the time and goes like, "Are you angry?" No. All right. It's a bit fiddly getting the screws in the right holes. I've always struggle finding the right holes. Hey boys. Just with the little like widgets that go into slide in and stuff. It's not easy. I've also had a couple of moments where I'm like, it's like 8 bits of rod. How hard can it be? But Craig, 35 years of cricket, mate. About 15 or 20 of them as professional. So yeah, not in the army, but plenty of stuff. Plenty of stuff. So completely understand. Yeah, and yeah. Gotta laugh about it, mate, don't you? Right. This next one is a bit confusing. I think I've got to make that bit fit this bit. Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. So I need two of them. Two of these. Okay, so I've got to do it twice. So four of these. $39. You're a young buck. Mate, I look back to my days at 39. Yeah. Yep. This is the way we're built, isn't it? 16. Them ain't 16s. Them ain't 16. These ones, I think. Yep. 9. 8 of them. So this is one of those spots where the instructions don't give you a distance. They just like go, put this one on that one, but they don't say, and make it, 25 millimeters in. Just go, put this one on that one. So I figure at the end of it, like, I'm just going to have to be, everything's going to have to be adjusted. If only my parents earned enough respect for me to be able to offset their hindsight on me, I would have listened better. I didn't listen. Probably should have, but... Oh. 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, is that all I need? Aha! Oh, I see. Okay. So that... Is that going to fit? Oh, missed a bit. Right. The instructions go like down and then across, like that way. So I keep reading down. Do you know something, Jordan? My parents have quite a number of houses. And I don't want them. I'm going to build my own. Now, what do I need? M830s. Also, working at Mac, it sounds like hell, doesn't it? These look like they're kind of... Alright, hang on. Is there something I've got to do here? Kind of got to make sure I've got it right, don't I? Right, so upside down. That way. And then the opposite. Okay. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm also extremely short-sighted, so I have to go over to the screen to go and check the chat, which is a bit silly, but there it is. What did you say you've got, Coatsy, if you're still there? A next-gen rig, I think you said? And Craig, gents, what have you guys got? What kind of rig? And how long did it take you to build it, is another question. Yeah. I don't know, man, like, my story's not that great. I didn't, without going into detail, because I don't want to be, like, rude to them or anything, but they did the best they could, but I don't want to be part of it, you know what I mean? My parents. Yeah. I wouldn't have minded travelling a bit more. I kind of got into a relationship much too early, to be fair. Now I'm old, so I have to do like old people travel. Right, so which one have I done? Done that one. So that goes that way, so the other one has to go the other way. So this one has to go that way. Man, I'll tell you what, it's you got to be really careful to make sure that you are reading the instructions 100% right. GT Arc? What's a GT Arc? Is that like a steel tube one? Coachy a couple of days, yeah. I think it's probably going to take me a couple of days too, man. AI profile, yeah. Jordan, been to NZ, USA and Bali, but planning to go Bora Bora, Fiji and Rarotonga. Nice. I got married to a Balinese woman. So I've been to Bali a bit too. My daughter's part Balinese. I'm no longer married to a Balinese woman, but there you go. How do you get a welder in to sort it out? That's extreme, Craig. How did you end up needing to get a welder in to sort out your SIMRIG, mate? That's not ideal. The stiffness. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, that was pretty much the same with the old rig. If you go and have a look at the intro video, which I did just really early on, so please don't judge me on it, on the video quality, but I do a bit of stuff there where I talk about my rig and how dodgy it is. Yeah, nice, Jordan. Right, now, did I have to put something inside that before I did that? No. 7, 8. Okay. Right. So 2 of these. Pros well and refuses to touch your rig. Probably was. Put them in there. Like, I gotta say, it seems reasonable so far. I mean, 6 hours from now, build time, I'll probably be swearing at it. Yeah, right. Slipping bolts, mate. You know on that, do you? Okay. See if I've done this right. First test. So... that's a bit uncomfortable. Oh no, I've scratched it already. Probably not surprising. I feel like a surgeon doing a complex operation. How have I managed to scratch it? There's something on the floor. Look at that. Can you see the scratch in that? That's not good. Ah. Okay. Don't tighten the bolts yet. Success. It's actually stuck together. Nice. Happy with that. You wouldn't make your bro buy the whole new rig, would you? What do we got? Boxing Orange. Hello, mate. Get it up on the TV. Feel free. Another Nick stream. Like when you feel. I'm hoping that I'm a little bit more coordinated than Nick, but you never know, I guess. Garrett told me last night that I need to practice my that doesn't go there face. Yeah, being a joiner, I don't think it, like, this is all kind of metalwork, and to be honest with you, it's more about just making sure you follow instructions, I think. If I'm... there you go. See? 2 rubber feet on that side. 1 rubber foot on that side. Clearly that's not the right way around. Wrong one. Okay. Other piece. Oops. Greg trying to get away with Chicky. Yeah. And 4K driver still runs G29. Yeah, this isn't going to make me faster. It's just going to make it more enjoyable, I think. Maybe a little bit faster, maybe because I can feel a bit better the cars, but I think more to the point, what I'm hoping it'll do is make me more consistent. Because I'm still, I can be relatively quick if I put in the practice, but I'm making mistakes. I mean, if anybody saw the last GNR League, in the last 5 minutes of that race, I completely screwed it up. I just made some mistakes, and I need to learn to do a bit better with that. So hopefully being a bit more comfortable and being able to feel a bit more of the rig will make that change. Right. Now, we've done that wrong. Let's see if we can do it right this time. So not that one. This one, does that end up with its legs all on the right place? It does. Excellent. Okay, let's try that again, eh? One. Also, I started out with like a Thrustmaster T200 on the old rig. It was fine. You know, I was quick enough. I was doing 24-hour races with good drivers, and not embarrassing myself. So you know, you don't have to drive. You don't have to have the best gear to be quick, I guess is the point. But I don't think it hurts either. Also doing this during the week, so I'm not. Our team, Valkyrie Racing Team, has had a number of occasions where one of the team is building a PC the day before, like Nick. I think we've all seen that. Or completing a rig or a set of brake pedals or something, and you really want to avoid that. So that's why I'm trying to get it done during the week. This week, so we can maybe do the 6 hour on the weekend for prep for Daytona. I was running with a G923 for a while. When I first seen the Moser R12, I looked at that price, it wasn't too bad, so I invested in one. Probably won't buy a wheelbase for like 10 years. Yeah. I was the same with the, I haven't got it here, but the Fanatec DD-CSL, which is what I use, so just the cheapest direct drive. And it's great. I probably will replace it at some point, but certainly not planning to replace it anytime soon. Right. Let's get the right bits for the right fits, eh? I think, want to make these the same length too, so let's see if we can manage that. That's going to go that way. Hello, boat racing. Hello. Nightmare flashbacks, eh? Oh, good. It gives me lots of confidence that this is going to be a really easy thing and everything's going to go really well. I'm sure it'll be fine, right? Like I said before, the thing that probably scares me the most is getting the seat sorted out, because I didn't buy a seat with it. How am I going to do this? Yeah, about there, I reckon. All right. Thanks for the good luck. Just coming in and going, oh my god, don't do this, it's terrible, I never want to do it again. Oh, good luck. Good one. I like that. Thank you for the good luck. I understand I will need it. Yeah, she'll be right. She'll be right. Oh, I've done this backwards. Yeah. No, that's okay. It's actually kind of not too bad putting this together. So far, it's been pretty good. I've only made one mistake. That I know of. Yeah, I know I'm going to be crawling about on the floor. I'm aware. I'm aware. That's all right. Is that stuck? Oh, it has. That's good. Yeah, crawling about on the floor is an expected part of the experience. So it would be better than building a kitchen or installing a kitchen. I've done a fair bit of that, so can't be that bad. All right, they're all the same length. So that's good. Should have got a sponsorship from Trakracer, hey? That's what I should have done. These are going to be like an hour of just tightening up all the bolts and stuff at the end as well. All right, look at that. 3 components complete. Lovely. Right. Probably want to move them out of the way. Okay, what's next? Many more to come, don't get ahead of yourself. Come on, man. Right. Begin the crawling about on the floor. I'm gonna have to adjust the camera angle. You see, that's what I was talking about, where they didn't give you a measurement for... Let me show you. So the instructions didn't give a measurement for this piece here. And then you get to this part, and it says connect this piece to this piece. But it's nowhere near the right spot. It's kind of annoying, isn't it? So, yeah. Very annoying. I would have preferred that it said, put this that many bits away from that bit. Oh well. So I've got to adjust all of these now. They're all in the wrong place. It's a bit frustrating. I think I'm getting ahead of myself so much, Jordan, has just been like, well, I'm not going to let it phase me. I'm just going to get on with doing what needs to be done, you know? Just not stressing about it. The other annoying thing is I don't have a like wide enough camera to be able to show all the things that I'm doing. It's a bit frustrating. I'm sure you guys really want to be staring at my lap, right? So that can go there. So the other unfortunate thing is you get to see how grey I am. What do we got? No feet though, disappointed. What are you talking about? Little rubber feet. Perfect. Okay. What am I doing? Doing a thing. Right. Okay, so 4 more. These guys. Grommets. I think that's the technical term, isn't it? Grommet. Is that a grommet? What do you reckon? I reckon they're grommets. I'm going to call them grommets. 416. Do you know what is annoying? Is they should put the screws for these on the same plate. That would make sense, wouldn't it? But they haven't. Nitpicky. Very nitpicky. Two. Hello, Otto. What you doing? You gonna get in the way? What are you doing? What are you doing? Can you help me build it? Hmm? Right. Good. So I have to get this thing. What are you doing? Out of the way. And on this end, not that end, this end, you put 4 of these things in. So, 2 of those things. Okay. I suspect this is where it starts to get a bit more difficult. Slowpoke Racing, what rig have you got, mate? Okay. So are they the right way around thing? Yes. Alright. Excuse me, I'm going to have to get on the floor again. Hmm. Do it, won't it? It doesn't seem. Ah, okay. That's how it's done. Okay. Yep. Put it in the wrong place. That way. Alright. Kinda. Sorry I'm not talking too much down here. Not exactly the easiest thing to do. God, I'm grey. I need some hair dye. Okay. The one thing I will say for it is better than an IKEA kitchen, isn't it? Color coordinated with my shirt. I can't really play with you right now, Otto. Sorry, mate. Right, next. A couple of those things at the back. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I get it. What I'm saying though about the it's clearly the SIMRIG, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is clearly the SIMRIG, right? And it said to fit it 156 millimeters back, but 156 millimeters didn't say to where. So I've measured 156 millimeters to here, but looking at that, there's no way the seat is going to go in there, right? That is annoying. Right. Okay. What else? Okay. Read the instructions, right? Okay. M820. M820s. How are we doing? Color coordinator with a shirt, indeed. I have heard some horror stories about getting these things set up. Sketch Gurger, George, tells me that it took forever to get it kind of working the way he wanted it to, but that's alright. It's half the fun of sim racing, isn't it? Like getting your equipment, getting it all sorted out and stuff. It's kind of part of the fun of it. Right. I'm definitely going to get sick of screwing in Allen keys, though. Sorry. Yes, using Allen screws? I don't know. There is also the chance of an industrial accident. Hello, Andy. Mate, I've already buggered it up about 3 times. I'm going to say one thing that's been really good is that none of the screws have been burred. You know, like sometimes you can't get them to screw in, like none of them cross-threaded, none of them been burred or anything silly like that. So that's been really good. Because often with these types of things you have that problem. No, I know it won't be the last thing that I buy for SIMRIG. In fact, I'll tell you in a sec. Let's do it this way. Coatsy. Yeah, I do use a linear throttle and brake, mate. I find it easier that way for myself, but I also employ a bit of a dead zone, so that, like, right at the top and bottom, if I'm a little bit lazy with a foot or something. Use different, yeah, I don't ever change it. Not saying my way's right. I think, to be completely honest with you, it's all about what you get used to and what you're best at. I keep it on linear no matter what I drive, and I use my foot basically to try and adjust rather than anything else, you know what I mean? It's kind of how I go about it, but again, everybody's different. So the thing I was going to say, just between us, that's here at the moment, is I'm actually working on putting together, not a business idea, but a service perhaps, where if people want something that's a bit, something specific for their rig that maybe you can't get off the shelf, so perhaps like a 3D printed specialized item, that I can probably organize that. So yeah, definitely won't be the last thing I do to the rig, and I'll also be testing, you know, prototypes and stuff on this one. So that's the other reason I bought it. Yeah, dead zone. Yeah, a little dead zone. It's only a couple of percent that I use as a dead zone, Coatsy. But it just, I don't even know how to explain why it's kind of useful. It just kind of, yeah, it's that first 5%. Like you never really. It's very rare that your trail braking would be like 5% or whatever. But it's easy to have a bit of a lazy foot too sometimes. So yeah, little dead zone's a good idea. I like to have a pretty long pedal for the accelerator though. I find that quite important. But yeah, very linear, mate. Very linear. Always linear. It's starting to look a bit like a SIMRIG base. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Starting to get that fiddly bit. Coaty, both the top and bottom. Braking particularly at the top. but a little bit at the bottom, and accelerator only at the bottom. Just make sure that there might be a little bit of a dead zone at the top, because sometimes you pedal or bounce a bit, but only like 5%. My 50-year-old back is not going to love this, I don't think. All right, that's the base of the base, right? Pretty exciting. Very good. Jordan, notice that, say, if you're driving F4 then back to GT3s, the dead zone is a bit of a difference. And you have to go back to the software and redo your dead zone, which is annoying. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. I don't do any of that. Any changes to the car, whatever, is in technique. I have my setup exactly the same for every car. So on some, like the GTEs, you can't like smash the brake pedal. You've got to be maybe 70, 80% max most of the time, at least on the Corvette, with the setup that we're using in the GNR League. But you do it with your foot and you do it with feel, you know? That's why I desperately wanted a new rig, because when I was pressing the brake pedal on the old rig, it was literally moving 5 mils, so it's pretty hard to get it exactly kind of, 68%. But yeah, my recommendation would be drive GT3s, get comfortable with whatever dead zones. Linear feels best to me, but if you want to use an S-curve or whatever, then do that. But whatever you do, my recommendation would be find what you do, find what you're comfortable with, and just stick with that and get used to it and use it on all the different cars, and then remember that experience will make you better. So you don't have to go. A lot of guys spend a lot of time changing their setup for various things, blah, blah, blah. The reality is that experience will get you there. The guys that I know that are 5K plus, they don't even look at brake bias, they don't look at setup, they just go drive the car. And they don't change their setups for whatever either. So, Tommy Patero, as we were running with last night, he literally races on a desk. And I think he's got a direct drive, but his pedal set is like on a piece of wood screwed to the floor. And he's 5.4K, I think. I think he got close to 6K at one point. Doesn't change anything ever. It's always in the driving, it's not in the setup. Within reason. Okay, what comes next? Casey, do you always keep the iRacing setting at 100%? Yeah, I only ever make changes in my pedal software. And then when I get into iRacing, every now and again I'll do a calibration. But yeah, whatever the calibration is. I need two 720 long. 7:20. Sorry, you've been done daytime. Yeah, all good, man. Great. Thanks for everybody watching. Thank you so much. I'm not sure this is particularly exciting, but whatever. Cozy Arc Motorsports TV there, otherwise known as Craig. He's just over 4K, so he's quicker than me, mate. What am I doing? I need 2 of these. Oh, I need to check whether it's the right length. Oh. Hello, dog. Also, apologies for the builder's crack. 740. 11. Yeah, 12. What are you doing? 2, 4, and seems easy enough. Craig, the concept of my team is a little bit complex. We have one team, which is our original team that we started, which is like George and Garrett, those guys. And then there's the channel team as well. The channel team is the team attached to this, to the YouTube and the Twitch, which is there to give everybody an opportunity to come do some racing. If someone doesn't, hey, oh, okay. So my dog likes to play with Pepsi bottles. Yeah. So the channel team is for people who don't have a team to come and do a race, and we run teams out of there so that people can get an opportunity to do an enduro, all that kind of stuff. Andy, who pops in here most of the time, tends to run that, so that happens a fair bit. So there's two different teams, is what I'm trying. You know, I could have said that, Craig, and just saying there's 2 different teams. One is like the team that I run with, and I do run with the other team too, but the other team is for the channel and for people to come and get the experience and have fun. Because I love this hobby. And the best thing about hanging out with people, doing endurance. So I want to give people an opportunity to do that if they don't have knowledge. It's just practice, Jordan. Just practice, mate. Practicing one car for the week and then doing that one race, do at least one race a day. That's how I kind of started. Get some coaching, and you know, I think you're part of Jack's Discord. Like, get some coaching from I get it from Jack Ashton, but wherever you happen to get it, and then just learn not to get in accidents. Really, it's the main thing. Right. Last 4 of these. Oops. Oops. Yeah, I love running with you guys. It's fun. Actually, I'm looking to try to get to 4K this season. I've decided that's going to be a goal. So look out for Road to 4K streams. How many of them? 16's there. One. Oops. Two. Three. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 8 of them. Road to 4K joining. Well, I mean, the secret is just really to be running the same races for the week, you know what I mean? But that's what the Smurfs are for, to go and do, you know, content races. Now, outside of these widgets, Jordan, sweet. I think there's something I'll need to get. As I said, I'm rarely home. So it's going to be hard for me to do like events. Okay, can't include events. Always full on my fly out week or during start. You need a travel rig. That's what you need, George. You need like a backup rig that you can take to site with. But if you've only got like half the time to do it, then, you know, ultimately to be good at iRacing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just like any sport. You know, when I played cricket, you know, I was training 2, 3, 4 times a week, playing every weekend, you know, so effectively every second day at least doing some skills training and blah, blah, blah. And iRacing is just exactly the same. You got to do skills training, you got to do practice, you got to do racing, you got to learn how to race, and it takes time and it takes experience. And that's the fun thing about it. Like, you know, you've seen Nick has got to 2K. So, and that's because he just keeps at it and he keeps trying and he keeps learning and he's you know, he's really improving. All right, let's do a thing. Apparently what I need to do here is 2 of these. And 1 of these. But also the other thing that I say to everyone now is forget your iRating and make sure you're having fun. It's very easy to get caught up in trying to get an iRating and losing the fun of it. It's kind of why I do, you know, those Monday night streams with Nick where we just go do races. Because they're fun. I like hanging out with my mates. And yeah, I'll probably have to use the Smurf a bit more. What do you do in music, right? $8,000 hours. Just trying to think. I think I've been iRacing for maybe 18 months, maybe a bit less. I don't know, probably 20 hours a week. So what's that? 2 times 5 is 100, so it's 1,000 hours. Maybe 1,500 by now. There or thereabouts. Sound engineer. Interesting. Interesting. So you do it for like live kind of concerts and stuff, or you do it for recording sessions? Like, how does that all work? I'm always interested in what people do. I have the most boring job in the world. I'm a total pleb in the public service. So. Yeah, 18 months getting a 3K. Sure, but I had good coaching. And, you know, like a lot of people, I did a lot of GT7 and stuff before that. And I would say for the first 6 months, I probably didn't have a good enough PC for it anyway. Like, I had, used to just get at least every second race that I went in it would drop out or whatever. So I would say that I've been properly trying to iRace for maybe 12 months. So, but again, really good coaching has been a huge, huge, huge part of it. Yeah, right, session feeling. That's interesting. Science of cymatics. See, now here's cool, because I love a bit of physics, me, right? And I'm not very, like, I'm not a pro, quite clearly. But I'm all business and maths, and, you know, I've got an accounting degree and blah, blah, blah. So, do you, and sorry for nerding out here for anybody else, but do you like calculate, you know, the wavelengths and how they're going to kind of stick together and all that kind of stuff when you're doing your sound engineering? Is that kind of how it works, or is it more you kind of mixing and taking in what's coming in and making it sound good? I've always wanted to ask a sound engineer that. And explain the term acoustic biology, because that sounds interesting too. Please. George, pretty good. I was on 1,600 at one point and then had a shocker month. Yeah, right. Harmonics, yeah, right. But do you, so like the question is more about, do you actually calculate it? Like, do you go, okay, the G is a wavelength of like, I don't know what it would be, 20 microseconds or something. I wouldn't even know how you do it. And then like use that science to know which, what point of the sound wave is going to be overlapping at the right point and which point is going to be kind of like cancelling each other out and that kind of stuff. I've always been interested. Sorry, man, I don't mean to put you on the spot. If you don't feel like answering, that's fine. Ooh. See, at least when I'm just people, so we can chat. It's kind of cool. Garage band. Acoustic biology is the use of frequency to modulate cellular movements. The term is mechanotransduction. Modulate cellular movements. So biological cells, yeah? I don't know about biology, I'll be honest. Physics, sure. Biology, not so much. Phase interactions. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Phase interactions. Yeah, right. I've always been, because I'm like fascinated by, you know, probably astronomy and quantum mechanics, quantum physics. I think if I had my time again and I had the support, which I didn't have when I was a kid, but if I had my time again and I had the support, I think I would go back and be a physicist. And so, for example, you know, light waves coming in from, you know, galaxies a billion miles away, if they come in at certain frequencies and stuff like that, they can end up cancelling each other out or increasing their, what's the word? Size of the wave, I'll just say that. Just cells. Each cell has a frequency, and somatic is the visual. Ah, very interesting. There you go, I've learned something new. I love learning new stuff. Yeah. Mate, quantum does your head in. Doesn't make any sense at all, really, when you think about it. Cymatics talks to our DNA. How do cymatics talk to our DNA? Tell me about that. Please. I think we're boring people though, like everybody's gonna switch off, but that's okay, because I'm really fascinated. I mean, ultimately, fields, according to quantum theory, anyway, basically what makes up the whole universe is just, what do they call it? Perturbations in fields, or waves of energy in various fields, which I find quite interesting. All right, next to build here. What are we up to? So we seem to have made 2 very long rods. That's exciting, isn't it? Sound is a sine wave, yeah. Pure tone, as we call it. Yeah, got that. Each different single pure tone frequency carries a pattern, a visual pattern. We can transcribe that as communication. Okay, yeah. What we don't know, but it indicates that there is a dominant code in our bodies that can be accessed through sound and light. Really? I guess that makes a certain amount of sense. I mean, look, yeah, again, total amateur. I don't have the knowledge, but that's fascinating, man. Like, proper, genuinely fascinating. So this is why I'm bored being a public servant, right? Do you know what I do? I like take care of fields in a database. Okay, so they go there. Right, so kind of right next to those things. Okay. Please excuse the typos. I'm typing standing up. Greatest to Jesus be the light. Jewish, mate. Interesting. Yeah, look, I'm gonna be straight up, man. I'm not religious. I don't even know how to explain my feelings on the matter, but I also, whilst not being religious, don't don't want to judge anyone for their beliefs. I think that's super important because we've seen that happen just recently in Australia, and I think 16 Jewish people were killed, which is an absolute tragedy, and that's not okay. I don't give a fuck who you are. You just, it's not right. All right. Apparently, those things now stick up, so that's exciting. What have I got to get? Eight of these things. I gotta say, this build has been relatively so far painless. Like seriously, better than an IKEA cupboard. Yeah. Craig, sweet man. You're a proud Jew, I'm a proud atheist, and there's no reason we can't get along. And I think it's the same with everybody. Yeah, like with the channel, like I don't give a toss where someone comes from in the channel, as long as they behave well to everyone else. That's what matters. I was telling the story the other day about how the name Valkyrie came about. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. And the name Valkyrie came out of a desire because I started a business a while back, maybe 5, 6 years ago. Had a business that's building kitchens, doing joinery, doing all that kind of stuff. And I really wanted to encourage non-white males to come and join the trade business. So we looked for a name. 8/16s. So we looked for a name that signified creativity, something that was non-masculine, but still cool as fuck. And so we kind of, my wife and I settled on Summer Philistines. So we settled on Valkyrie because the Valkyries in Norse mythology, obviously female, so not some testosterone-bound thing. So Freya, who, to my understanding, was the Norse, one of the things she was the goddess of was creativity and art and beauty. And yeah, to try and encourage somebody that's not me, because I'm very aware I am a middle-aged white male. I am the most privileged person in this society, and I'm very aware of it. And I'd love to see more non-middle-aged white men racing too. That'd be cool. And I'd love to set up a team or be part of a team. All right, what am I doing? I'm doing a thing. Excuse me, gotta go back to the floor. So you're gonna look at my horribly grey hair again. I think this might be where it starts getting tricky again. Trying to line up 4 different holes while holding up a nice big piece of metal might be difficult. See how we go. My only memo to other humans: if you treat others with respect and all don't matter what you are and believe. Yeah, 100%, mate. See, Craig, go walk the dog, mate. I've already done my dog walking for the day. This is going to be difficult, I suspect. That didn't work so well. I was lying on the wheel of the chair. We'll just wait till you get to the pedal tray. What do we got? Did you get those side mounts or just the normal wheel plate? Just the normal wheel plate, mate. To be honest with you, this is all I could afford. The adjusting pedal tray pose. Yep. I knew there was going to be a bit of laying around on the floor. I'm going to say, to be honest, it hasn't been that hard so far. Yeah, Coatsy, I actually feel like this is easier. I understand what you're saying, but if I lay it on its side, then the weight on this end is going to be like pushing off down there. So, yeah, I hear you. But in this case, I don't think so. What I will say, interesting, is you definitely have to kind of plan out what you're going to do and work out like a little method for, you know, how do you get everything lined up. So I'm using the end of the, what's this thing called? Allen key? To just kind of move the widgets around so that they can line up properly instead of trying to kind of push in the screw and stuff like that. So yeah, but yeah, no, I hear you, man. Ugh, laying around on the floor. What's going on? Remember, you're probably going to have to adjust the uprights for reach, so don't fully tighten it. Yeah, man. Kind of got that. I think from what I can tell, pretty much everything's going to have to be adjusted at some point. So that's going to be probably the rest of the week after I get it built. You doing good? What did you do? The good news is I can kind of see where it's all kind of falling out, which is nice. Like what it's going to look like in the end. What are you doing, Rob? What are you doing, man? Charlie, hello, mate. How you doing? How did I gain 700 subs in a month? I don't know. I'm just grateful. I don't know, man. I know what to. Yeah, just lucky. I think there are a couple of shorts, Charlie, that I did that people liked. So that's pretty handy. I think if you do a, hang on. I think if you do a short that is top split chaos, everybody loves it. And when I did Miami, I was in top split, and there was lots of chaos. So I think that might be why. Right, going back to the floor, because I know you've got a channel too, don't you, Charlie? So I think the secret to this one has been just finding, yeah, just mate. Everybody loves a bit of top split chaos, right? And some of the videos have done surprisingly well. Some of the lap guides, which I do for the league and stuff. What rig? I got the Trakracer TR80, and I was saying before, so I'm very happy with the service. Well, Charlie, the other thing that they say, like I've looked up how to try and build a rig. The other thing they say is always being regular with it. Like, Nick and I do the Monday night thing. I'll do all the GT endurance Saturday afternoon races unless I'm doing another enduro. For the season, and a Wednesday, Thursday night stream as well, and then some shorts. So that seems to be working at the moment, which is really cool. But also being involved and being interested in other things, getting on other people's channels and commenting and that kind of gear. And Twitch seems to be going really well at the moment too. I've done absolutely nothing on Twitch. I don't know what's happening there. I don't understand what's happening, and I have to go and figure it out. Right, excuse me, going back to the floor. Oh, and Coatsy, I'm not going to have to adjust for each. Actually, now that I think about it, I've got my seat has a slider, so I probably don't have to adjust heights too much. Cool. Lovely. Consistency is key. Yeah. So I'm told. I don't know, man. Like, and the other thing is the analytics are kind of interesting at the moment. A lot of my new subscribers are South African, which is awesome, and also 25%, 30% female, which is great. It was really cool. Really cool. Right, what's next? Tell you what, this is exciting because on the old rig, my hands were like on my knees because it was so low. So being able to actually put the steering wheel up higher is going to be awesome. Right. 80, 40, 240. Soon it's this one. Wait, it's loud. 80, 40, 240. What do you reckon? That look about 240? This again, probably one of the few things that I would be critical of is that these parts aren't labelled. It'd be really good if they had a little, sticker on it and said A or B or whatever. Okay, so I need two of them. Time to get up. Been enjoying the F4 recently. As in driving the F4 or watching F4? I assume driving goes in. F4 is good actually. It's if you're driving the F4, it's they react the right way. Like whatever you learn in F4 can also apply to other series, which is good. Right. These little brackets. Coachy, yeah, I will. I will be doing track guide, but obviously I've got to build my rig. I'm going to do a track guide without a rig, mate. Yes. Annie was promising to do one, but I wouldn't. I don't know if I'll follow one of them. But yeah, this weekend I'll probably do one for you, mate. I would say. Hmm. 16th. Coach, are you going to do the Jack Ashton and Nick the Novice League? Because that's a really good one too, if you are able to do it. Excellent for learning, and Jack is much more accomplished than I am. Does the same thing at the end, goes through all the incidents. So if you're around, do that one if you can. It's a really good league. It's in the Porsche Cup too, which everybody seems to like. I'll admit, actually, I like the Porsche Cup car too. I just don't like the Porsche Cup race. They're pretty nuts, man. They're pretty nuts. You only 4 of them. And 4 widgets. I'm gonna get some music to play in the background when I'm doing stuff like this, don't I? Otherwise, it's just like get some of that free, like elevator music. Have it running in the background. Don't you think? If you are interested in doing the Jack Ashton racing and coaching together with Nick the Novice Racer GT something league thing, there's a link in the description of this video to the Jack Ashton Racing and Coaching Discord. Go there. And also, Jack is an amazing coach. So he doesn't pay me, by the way, just to be very clear. He doesn't pay me for anything, any of this stuff. In fact, I pay him. But he's that good that I put him on my channel. I'm going to say, so far, going alright. He's gone okay. Apart from my wife finding out a little bit earlier today how much money I spent on a rig, she's not happy. She's not happy. And I also managed to sneak it in the house without her seeing it. Yeah, that didn't go well. She's patient with this stuff. She understands that I love doing it. Yeah, she's very good to me. But yeah. Don't get home on Sunday until 12:30. It starts practice 11. I might join him perhaps. Yeah, man, like, yeah. I don't know, like, have a chat to Jack about it. Or just, like, if you can't make it, spend the entrance fee on a session with Jack instead. Like, that would be what I would suggest. What's that, George? Something's on the back of your mind. You mean the league, or? The league, or the cost of the rig, or my wife being upset with me? What's on your mind, mate? I think there's also some other guys that are doing that league that are very talented as well. Tommy Patero, Frankie Lesser is going to do that one. Vigard's in there as well. So a lot of people to learn from, which is good. And also, if you are like really competitive, many people are like, yeah, I kind of figured that. And if you are like interested in kind of trying to really race some really good guys, it's a good league. It's a good league. I gotta say, Ken Huber has been super quick in the GTE league. And super consistent. Really, really good driver. Like, surprisingly good. And no offense to him if he sees it, to Ken if he sees this, but I don't think I've come across Ken before, and his rating doesn't indicate he's going to be that good. He is really good. Good to race with. Really good to race with too. Bit disappointed Jack didn't turn up to the last one, because I reckon there was a chance of beating Jack in the last one. the GTE League, because the Chevy was a much better car around Laguna Seca than that Ford he's driving. Don't want to end up like Tim Weber. What happened to Tim Weber? George? Oops. Is Tim okay? Tim's an awesome boy. Right, 15. Right, 2 more of them. 4 more of them. Four. Yeah. Okay. Right, I understand you. Not getting angry when you get maple. Yes. And yeah, I think it was what Craig was talking about earlier. It's that calmness when you're driving is super important. Yeah, yeah, no, I hear, I hear. Um, but the leagues that we do, the GTE League and Jack's League, all that stuff, they're really designed for improvement. That's like the whole point of them, to learn that racecraft and to not have a pressured environment. You don't have to feel like you're trying to beat, Jack Ashton. You're racing your guys, and there's always a lap guide as well. There's always a lap guide, so you can get some practice. It's good for learning kind of the process as well. So I'd really, like I said before, I'd really recommend it, particularly for people who are not massively experienced. Yeah, for sure, man. Um, and if you get a bit angry, like, just mute yourself. It's okay. We'll get it. Everybody gets angry sometimes. I was angry with Garrett last week. I've learned not to. I've just learned not to express it. But also, everybody's doing their best. Like, people crash. Everybody's doing their best, except for those guys that are like intent wreck and hit you on purpose. But you know, they spend their money on the service too, right? Yeah, Craig. Fancy seeing you here, mate. Right, back to the floor. Yeah, you know, it's time, it's learning. It's really hard. You know, I got a few reports early on, and then you know, what changed for me instead of ending up in the wall all the time and all that stuff was I started looking at every incident that happened as my fault. So it didn't matter what it was. I looked back on every incident that happened and I tried to find a way that I could have avoided having the accident and getting knocked out and getting the 4X and all that stuff. And it made me a much, much, much better driver. And the reality, we should flew with someone. That's very creative. But yeah, if you, and I give this advice to everybody, if you treat every single incident like it's your fault and you go back and you review it and you try to figure out how you could have avoided it, even if it's the other guy that drove into you, then you become like you'll get a 1,000 I rating straight away. You just stop crashing, right? And once you've done that, then you can kind of work it out the other way. Great. Right. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to end part 1 now because I'm going to go and have dinner with my beautiful wife. Thank you for joining. It's been a pleasure. I'll be back on soon. You'll see part 2 very soon. Yeah, we will chat soon. Thank you for joining me. It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys hanging around. Keeps me a bit less bored while I'm trying to do this, which is really cool. I'm gonna I'll probably be back on later tonight in a few hours, so then we'll go back.